Homework number 7. They're asking you what type of angles are those? Well, those are forming straight lines, so they are called linear pair or supplementary, right across from each other, sharing vertex, vertical angles. If they forming a 90-degree angle together, they're called complementary. And those two angles are congruent. And you can think about this as this is isosceles triangle. So if I would draw a line of symmetry, since isosceles triangle has the same side, and fold it over, it turns out that angle H and K are also congruent. So isosceles triangle not only have two congruent sides, but also two congruent angles. Okay, the next one is asking you, is this conclusion makes sense? So they give me fact 1, square has 4 sides of equal length, which is true. Fact 2, square is a rectangle because it has 4 right angles, and it is true, square is also rectangle. And fact 3 is a rhombus has 4 sides of equal length, which is also true. But their conclusion is a rhombus is a rectangle. And that is not true because each fact is true, but the rhombus does not have 4 right angles. That's why it's not a rectangle. Okay, we need to find a value of x using information, given information. So we need to use geometry to set up equation and then solve. They said to to confirm your answer by calculating each angle. Now, the only answer you need is just to find x. If you want to plug it back in and see if they're actually equal, you can do that. So since they're across from each other, sharing vertex, formed by two intersecting lines, those are vertical angles. Vertical angles are congruent. Congruent means equal. So 3x plus 5 equals 5x minus 57. Take away the x's. I got 5 left, 2x, and negative 57. Add 57, so I cancel this. I cancel this. I got 62 equals 2x divided by 2, x is 31. So 31 will be the value that makes those angles equal. Those two are not vertical angles. They form a straight line, 180 degrees. So together, right, together is right here. Together, angle 2x and 4x plus 50 will give me 180. Combine the x's. Take away 150, 6x is 30, divided by 6, x is 5. And then representing area as a product and a sum. So the product, guys, is base times height. So if this one is x squared, that means the sides are x and x. And this side is x, and this little one is 1. So my base will be 4x plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's my base right here. And then the height is 2x plus 3. 2x plus 3. That's a product. Now the sum, I added all the inside. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 x squares. I got 22 x's after I add the long ones. And I have 15 the single ones. So that is my sum. Okay, we haven't talked about the loss, but it's percent change, so we know it's exponential. And the multiplier, guys, here is the value that we have to put inside of parentheses. So if it's a loss, we have to do a little bit different. You still start with 15% and divide by 100. But because it's a loss, you don't add it to 1, you take away from 1. So the change you're going to use is 0.85. That's called multiplier. So write equation in form of f of t equals a excuse me, a times b to the t power. So a is this beginning, the start. The start is $27,000. The change, the multiplier is 0.85. That's the one we just found. And the t is a time. Now, at this rate, how much the car is going to be worth in 5 years? So 27,000, 0.85 to the fifth power, and if you put it in the calculator, it's going to give you around $11,980. Okay, and the last problem, it might be a little bit confusing because they didn't give you direction here, but I have, and if you don't have a paper of this, you're going to have to use graph paper and create a slope triangle, and the slope is 3/4. It's positive, that means it has to create positive line. So um, the y direction is 3, the x direction is 4. And if you rotate this 90 degrees around the origin, and they didn't specify which direction, so I'm going to tell you we're going to go to clockwise. I'm going to create another triangle, but this time the x, the y direction is 4, and it goes -4 because it goes down, and the that's y direction, and the x direction is 3, and it's going to positive, so it's +3, so -4/3. So if you look at this, it creates another line, but this one is going down. Those lines are perpendicular, so that means they form a right angle right here. So equation of this line will be y equals my new slope, which is -4/3x. So if you guys think about perpendicular lines, that's how we mark perpendicular lines. The slope of the first line will be 3/4, and the slope of the second line will be, it's called opposite reciprocal. Opposite means opposite sign. If it was positive, it's going to be negative. Reciprocal, which means we're flipping our fraction. So my denominator becomes a numerator, my numerator becomes a denominator. Okay, that was homework number 7.